Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive. This time, we're going to tackle AI and jobs.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's talking about it, and we thought we'd dive into some real data.
Right.
So we found this research paper from Anthropic.
Okay.
And for those who don't know, Anthropic is the company behind Claude, which is an AI assistant, kind of like ChatGPT.
Yeah.
But what's really cool about this is they've analyzed, like, over 4 million conversations that people have had with Claude.
Right.
And it gives us a snapshot into how AI is actually being used in the workplace.
So real world data, not just predictions. That's really valuable.
Yeah. So the big question, of course, is, is AI going to take over all of our jobs?
Right. Are we all going to be out of work?
Exactly. So should we panic or what?
Well, the data shows it's not quite that dire.
Okay.
Only about 4% of occupations are seeing AI being used for like 75% or more of their tasks.
Okay. So not a complete takeover yet.
Not yet, no.
But I'm guessing there's more to it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, while total job displacement isn't happening right away, the study did find that over a third of occupations are using AI for at least 25% of their tasks.
So it's already having a pretty big impact.
Yeah, I mean, it's likely affecting your job in some way, even if you're not using AI directly.
Okay, so let's get specific.
Sure.
Where is AI being used the most? What jobs are we talking about?
So, not surprisingly, software development is a big one.
Yeah, AI writing code makes sense.
Right. It's all about logic and patterns.
Mm.
But what's interesting is it's not necessarily leading to fewer jobs for developers.
Oh, so I would think less need for humans if AI can do it.
Well, think of it this way. If AI is taking over the more routine coding tasks,
Okay.
that frees up developers to work on more complex things.
So they can focus on the more creative side of things.
Exactly. It's like having an extra pair of hands or an extra brain.
So the role of a developer might change, but the demand might not go down?
Exactly. And in fact, it might even increase because now businesses need people who can manage and integrate AI into their work.
It's not just about knowing how to code anymore.
Right. Exactly.
So that makes sense. What other jobs are we seeing AI being used for?
Well, writing and content creation is another big one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like writing marketing copy and stuff?
Yeah, all kinds of stuff. Marketing copy, technical documents, even creative writing.
I can see AI helping with ideas or editing, but can it really replace a writer?
That's a good question.
Right.
I mean, it can write grammatically correct and even engaging text.
Right.
But it's not quite there yet when it comes to like originality or, understanding human emotions.
So it's still a tool to help writers, not replace them.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
It can help with research or outlining or even like a first draft.
Okay.
But ultimately, it still needs the human writer to shape the final product.
Got it. So writers out there, don't worry just yet,
Yeah.
but maybe start learning those AI tools.
Yeah, for sure.
So we've got software development, writing. What else?
Well, the study also found that AI is being used for data analysis and research.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it can sift through tons of data and spot patterns that humans might miss.
That would take us forever.
Exactly. It's a huge time saver.
Yeah, so like finance, healthcare, scientific research, those kinds of fields.
Exactly. And that's just the beginning. I mean, as AI gets even more advanced, who knows what we'll be able to do.
Right.
And this kind of brings us to a really important point. It's not just about AI taking over tasks. It's about how it's actually changing the nature of work itself.
Okay, so what do you mean by that?
Well, think about the jobs we just talked about. Software development, writing data analysis. They require a certain skill set.
Yeah.
But they also involve a lot of tasks that could be automated or at least augmented by AI.
So AI is changing how these jobs are done.
Exactly. And that's where we need to talk about the difference between augmentation and automation.
Oh, okay, can you explain that a little more?
Yeah, so augmentation is like when AI acts as an assistant.
Okay.
It makes us better at our jobs, like a superpowered research assistant
Right.
that can pull up any information you need
I like that.
or help you come up with ideas.
And automation is where AI takes over the whole task.
Right, exactly, like scheduling meetings or filtering emails or writing reports.
Okay.
And the study found that about 57% of AI use is augmentation
Okay.
and 43% is automation.
Oh, wow. So pretty evenly split.
Yeah, and most jobs actually use a mix of both.
So it's not about robots stealing jobs.
No.
It's about how AI is changing the tasks within those jobs.
Exactly. It's a much more complex situation.
Okay, so you said it's changing the nature of work itself.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Well, as AI takes over more of the routine and repetitive tasks,
Yeah.
it frees up humans to focus on higher level thinking,
Okay.
creativity, problem solving.
So more intellectually stimulating work.
Exactly. And that has big implications for what skills are going to be in demand in the future.
Okay, so what skills should people be focusing on if they want to thrive in this AI world?
Well, that's a great question and something we should explore further. Well, we were talking about how AI is kind of pushing us towards those more intellectually stimulating tasks.
Right.
So things like critical thinking, problem solving, being creative, those are going to be even more important.
So less about memorizing facts and more about actually applying knowledge.
Exactly. And also being adaptable and quick learners, because AI is always changing, right?
Yeah, we need to keep up.
Right. So it really makes you think about, education and training programs. Are they keeping up with these changes?
Yeah, are we preparing people for the right jobs?
Right. We need to rethink how we train people for the workforce. It's not just about technical skills anymore. It's about, being able to adapt, think critically, learn new things.
So it's not just about the what of the job, but like the how and the why.
Exactly. And it's not just formal education either. It's also about creating opportunities for people to learn throughout their careers.
So like maybe more on-the-job training or mentorships or even online courses.
Exactly. And even AI itself can be a tool for learning and development.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, imagine personalized AI tutors that can adapt to your learning style.
Okay.
Or AI-powered platforms that connect you with mentors and resources.
That's pretty cool. Okay, so we've talked about where AI is really effective.
Right.
What about where it's not so good? Where does AI still struggle?
Well, one area is tasks that require physical dexterity, interacting with the real world.
Right.
Like construction workers, surgeons, chefs.
Yeah, it's hard to picture a robot doing surgery or cooking a gourmet meal.
Exactly. They need that precision and adaptability that AI doesn't have yet.
And it's not just the physical skills, it's also the decision-making in unpredictable situations.
Exactly like a construction worker having to adjust their plans because of weather.
Right, or a chef improvising a dish.
Exactly. Those are things that require human intuition and judgment.
Okay, so those jobs are safe, for now at least. What about jobs with a lot of specialized knowledge, like doctors and lawyers?
That's interesting. The study found that AI actually peaks in jobs that require like a bachelor's degree.
Oh, yeah.
But then drops off at the highest levels of specialization.
So like PhDs and years of experience are okay.
Well, it's not that simple. AI may not be replacing those jobs entirely,
Okay.
but it's definitely changing how they're done.
So like doctors using AI for diagnosis or lawyers using AI for research.
Exactly. Even highly specialized jobs are being impacted.
So it's not about job elimination, it's about job transformation.
Exactly.
One thing that stood out to me in the research was how different versions of Claude are being used for different things.
Right.
Can you explain that a bit more?
Yeah. So they found that different AI models are being used for different tasks.
Okay.
It's like having a toolbox with different tools.
So not just one AI that can do it all.
Exactly. So, for example, Claude Opus is good for creative writing and educational tasks,
Okay.
while Claude Sonnet is better for coding and technical stuff.
So they're trained on different data for different purposes?
Exactly. And as AI gets more advanced, we'll probably see even more specialization.
Oh, wow. So instead of one AI assistant, we might have a whole team of specialized AI tools.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine a marketing AI, a finance AI, a healthcare AI.
That's mind-blowing, but it also raises some questions.
Oh, definitely. Like, who will build and control these AI models? Will they be accessible to everyone or just big companies?
Mm-hmm.
And how do we make sure they're used ethically?
Yeah, those are important questions. Now, we've talked about how AI might impact existing jobs.
Right.
But what about creating new jobs?
That's a great point, and one that people often forget about.
Right. Everyone focuses on what jobs AI might eliminate.
Yeah.
But we should also think about the opportunities it might create.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, think about the internet.
Yeah.
It created so many jobs that didn't exist before.
Web developers, social media managers, YouTubers.
Right, exactly. Who could have predicted those back then?
So you're saying AI could do the same thing? Create whole new industries and jobs that we can't even imagine yet?
Exactly. AI is still in its early stages. We're starting to see what it can do.
So we might have jobs like AI ethicists, AI trainers, even AI therapists.
AI therapists. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, what would they even do?
Well, as AI becomes more integrated into our lives, we might need professionals who can help us deal with the psychological and emotional challenges of, living in an AI-powered world.
So like therapists for our relationships with AI.
Exactly. And that's just one example. It's impossible to know all the new jobs that AI might create.
Yeah, but it's exciting to think about.
It's a reminder that while AI has challenges, it also has huge opportunities.
And it's up to us to shape how it all unfolds.
Exactly. We need to approach it with curiosity and a willingness to adapt.
So embrace the possibilities.
Exactly.
Now, you've shared a lot about how AI is transforming work.
Yeah.
But I'm curious from your personal perspective, do you see this as a good thing or a bad thing overall?
That's a great question. And honestly, it's something I think about a lot.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's tough. There are definitely two sides to it. You know, I'm excited about the potential for AI to make us more productive.
Yeah.
And create new opportunities and, free us up from all those boring tasks.
It's like having a superpower. Yeah.
Right. But at the same time, I do worry about, people losing their jobs and, economic inequality and even people using AI for bad things.
That's a good point. It's like any powerful tool, it can be used for good or for bad.
Exactly. So I think it's super important that we develop and use AI responsibly.
Right. We need to make sure it benefits everyone.
Exactly. And that's why I think these conversations are so crucial. We need to talk about the impact of AI on society.
Yeah, we need to hear from everyone, not just the tech people.
Right, exactly. From technologists to policymakers to ethicists to everyday people.
We all need to be part of the conversation.
Exactly. And I think, this deep dive is a great example of how we can start those conversations.
Yeah.
I mean, we've explored, the research talked about the potential benefits and challenges and hopefully got people thinking about, how AI might affect their own lives.
Definitely. Now, I want to go back to something you said earlier about AI usage peaking in jobs requiring a certain level of education, but then dropping off at the highest levels of specialization.
Yeah.
So given that, do you think we should be focusing more on training people for jobs that complement AI rather than trying to compete with it?
That's a really great question, and I think you've hit on a key point. Instead of trying to outsmart AI,
right,
we should be focusing on developing our uniquely human skills.
So things like creativity, critical thinking, emotional intelligence.
Exactly. Those are the things AI isn't so good at, and those skills are going to be in high demand.
So jobs that require empathy and interpersonal skills, things like teaching or nursing or social work.
Exactly. AI can help in those fields, but it can't replace the human element.
It's not about humans versus machines. It's about humans and machines working together.
It's exactly using each other's strengths to achieve more.
Well said. Well, I think that's a great place to wrap things up. We've covered a lot today. The current state of AI in the workplace, the potential for augmentation and automation, the importance of education, these specialized AI models, and even the possibility of AI creating new jobs.
It's been a fascinating conversation for sure.
It really has. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your insights.
It was my pleasure.
And to everyone listening, we hope this deep dive has given you a better understanding of how AI is changing the future of work.
And remember, the future is not set in stone. It's up to us to shape it.
And AI can be a powerful tool to help us do that.
Let's use it wisely.
That's right. Until next time, keep learning, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.